Hello, this is Mary Thomas from DedicatedHostingForYou.com. Today we are going to discuss about how to select your data center in next 5 minutes using this video. First point is understanding your data center needs. Before moving forward to look for a new data center, it's much important to recognize the type of an environment a company has relative to their infrastructure and applications. In other words, what are the applications they run, and on which operating system? So idea is you are going to look for a data center that best matches your organization, relative to the types of hardware and software the outsourcer supports and the types of infrastructure on which you run at your company level. In adding together, you also need to get a hold on your data requirements. Many organizations hire consultants to help them to formulate this assessment and find the perfect match. Subsequently, you need to understand what kind of services you require from the offsite data center. Second point is data center security. First, think about the physical security involved. You can have a look for different reports available on data security by various organizations. All the time review the last audit conduct at the data center to assess their performance. Third point is accessibility of data center. Just as security has multiple parts, so does accessibility. The physical location of the data center matters. Is it close to your staff? However, just as important is the electronic ease of access of your servers. Remote access is essential, namely, in the case of a server crash. Does the data center offer low-level access to the server, which is still functional even if the operating system is offline? Finally, consider the ease access of the support team. Are they accessible on weekends or holidays? Do they have an intensity of skill you feel comfortable with? Are they going to be able to solve issues you aren't known? Fourth point is data center connectivity and service. Key to connectivity is a carrier-neutral data center. Consider requirements for bandwidth to the internet, satellite locations, and other data centers. Facilities with many ISPs or NSBS is cost-effective for access, MPLS networks, point-to-point R1S, and PRIS for PSTN termination and carrier cross-connection. Would redundant internet paths be cost-effective? Those familiar with internet protocols and implementation or requirements to configure and support that technology are not cheap. Does the center provide NSB-style services and a redundant pair of copper or fiber optic drops, allowing you egress points to redundant ISPs? Fifth point is understanding your data center needs. One of the most fundamental considerations is that the data center won't run out of power and will have plenty of back capacity to cool the center to ensure that hardware performs at optimal levels. You should talk about power cooling density, a metric that indicates how much square footage the center can cool at maximum capacity. Also query about backup alternate power supplies is an emergency, as for example diesel generators, and how frequently those diesel generators must be used. Sixth point is data center support should be 24/7. Is support accessible in 24/7 by trained staffs, and physical access in case maintenance is required during off hours? Contact support number of time before you sign a contract to see how accessible they actually are. Some data centers offer extended support remote hands-on service while others offer only basic support reboots. Find out all service levels you require, skillfulness level and certifications of staff, and the cost per hour for operation. Seventh point is LIS and contracts. Before finalizing to anything, evaluate the contracts and service level agreements very carefully. With thousands of data centers to select from in the U.S., these can vary a great deal. One sign of a company that stands by its promises is if they agree to penalties for not meeting certain service levels. As with any organization you do business with, you also want to make sure that the data center you choose is run by a decent company. You want to understand that the company running the data center is financially solid and not going to get bought by another company in the next few days. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked my video and I am able to give you info on how to select your data center. Please provide your valuable feedback and help me to improve my posts.